You're in a meeting, or maybe at a dinner, and someone slips in a comment. It's polite on the surface, but the intent is sharp. You feel that sudden, involuntary urge to shrink back. Most of us default to a predictable script. We awkwardly laugh to keep the peace, we aggressively defend ourselves, or we freeze. These reactions provide the provocateur with the exact emotional feedback they need to maintain control. To neutralize this disrespect, you have to break that script. This is the void stare, a precise, four-step behavioral protocol that uses absolute silence to reverse the power dynamic. Before you can use it, you must accept one rule. You must surrender the desire to craft a clever comeback. You cannot explain yourself, and you cannot seek their understanding. When you abandon the urge to fight back verbally, you remove yourself as a target. You end the interaction before a single word of defense is spoken. Step number 1 is identifying the bait. The exact moment that backhanded compliment lands, your brain must categorize it as a mechanical trap rather than a factual statement meant to be debated. You have to ignore the literal vocabulary. The polite words stay on the surface, but underneath lies a jagged intent designed specifically to provoke an emotional reaction. Your body often recognizes the bait first. You might feel a sudden spike in cortisol, a flush of heat in your chest, or tension in your neck. This is the critical juncture. The common mistake is taking their words at face value and letting your internal monologue race to formulate a verbal defense. By labeling the comment as mechanical bait, you stop that monologue. You bypass your defensive emotions and shift directly into tactical observation. Step number 2 is the physical anchor. The millisecond you identify the bait, you must arrest your body's natural impulse to flinch. Force your posture into a state of total relaxation. Consciously unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders by an inch. Keep your hands still and uncrossed. Do not offer a nervous smile to smooth the tension. Do not narrow your eyes in suspicion. These micro-expressions leak vulnerability and tell the attacker their provocation landed. The political strategist Niccolò Machiavelli understood that emotional command is the foundation of leverage. When you show a visible emotional reaction, you transfer your power directly to the person provoking you. By neutralizing your body language, you create a vacuum. The manipulator threw a punch, but there is no physical reaction for them to feed on. Step 3 is the void stare itself. Look directly into the person's eyes with a clinical, mild expression. Reveal zero emotion. This is not an angry glare. Anger proves the insult successfully hurt you. A neutral, empty gaze proves you are untouchable. The psychologist Carl Jung noted that human beings project their own unacknowledged flaws onto others. When you withhold your emotional response, you force the toxic person to sit in the reality of their own inappropriate behavior. Hold this unblinking silence for exactly 3 to 5 seconds. A 5-second silence feels like an eternity. As it drags on, the manipulator's stress level spikes. They will almost always break the tension with a nervous laugh or frantically over-explain themselves. Outlasting that short window transforms your silence into a mirror. The attacker is now forced to absorb the exact shame and awkwardness they meant to put on you. Step number 4 is the complete disconnect. You execute this the moment the 5 seconds expire, or the second the provocateur stumbles over their own explanation. Break eye contact with a slow, deliberate head turn. Re-engage with another person in the room, or return to whatever task you were doing. Do not offer a parting word. Do not deploy a sarcastic remark, and do not let out an exasperated sigh. Any noise you make here bleeds away the leverage you just built. This abrupt, silent departure locks in the new hierarchy. Looking at this balance graphic, the social leverage tilts entirely to your side. That silent disconnect communicates that the behavior was beneath your response. You have secured your position in the interaction. To recap, identify the bait, anchor your body, hold the void stare, and execute a clean disconnect. Executing these steps shifts your position from a target to a trainer. You are using the discomfort of silence to teach the other person that their provocations will no longer yield the emotional reaction they depend on. Your homework is to practice this tomorrow. Try a 3-second void stare in a low-stakes environment, like when a colleague offers a poor excuse for a missed deadline. This discipline of silence transforms your presence into a barrier. By becoming a clinical observer rather than a reactive participant, you ensure that future attempts at manipulation fail to find a target.